Man, nobody here yet. Hmm. Maybe we won't have anybody tonight. Maybe we'll just take a night off. What's up, man? What's up? What's up? Oh, let's see here. Sparky. I was just thinking about you earlier. We haven't talked to you in a while. We got to do that. We got to hang out, man. We got to hang out. Got to do some stuff. Got to get you on here and help teach these poor people how to be in business if they're going to be in business. I don't get it. I don't get it. I will tell you this. While there's just a few of us on here, we're waiting on people to show up. I will tell you this. I got my buddy Trucker G Gerald sent me this stuff. I don't know if you can see it. He sent me this stuff, and I got it. This spice that he made. I guess he put it together and made it. I don't know if you can see it. I hope you can. Spice. It's a spice thing. Like you put it on pretty much anything. Really, I put it on some pizza last night. It was really good. And then he's got this hot sauce that he's doing, and he sent that. And I haven't tried it yet. I was going to try it online because I like I get a kick out of doing stuff like that you least expect. He also sent me this cool apron, which I like to cook. Out in the I like to cook on the grill. So that's gonna be I'm gonna wear that all the time out there. But the spice stuff, man, that stuff is incredible. And hey Michelle, Elizabeth, been busy delivering calves. Damn. G is good people. Yes, he is. Sparky, you need to try that. And I am like you. Okay, I am like you. If a piece of meat is good and it's cooked right, why would you put anything on it? You know what I mean? Like when I go to a restaurant, if I order if I order a steak and then the waitress or waiter comes up to me and they go, would you like some A1 sauce with that? If I need to put A1 sauce on it, there's something bad wrong. I mean, you just don't. My opinion, you just don't do that unless there's something wrong or the meat's not very good. But this stuff, Jay makes homemade pizza. She made one last night. It's better than any pizza you can buy anywhere. And I took a piece of it and put some of Gerald's Trucker G's spice on it. Damn, that stuff was good. You got to be careful if you get it when you order it and you go to his page, truckergspot.com. You got to be careful when you first open it up because it comes the hell out of there. When you first shake it, it comes out. You got to be careful. But man, that's some good stuff. I put it on a little pizza. I think, I'm going to try it on some other stuff and see how it's good. KT, that's my baby. That's my little tiny baby. She's also she also manages our admin. Nicholas say a good steak should only need a little salt and pepper. When I cook them on the grill, that's it. That's all I put on them. I don't put anything else on them. And a quick question: have you explained what a 3PL does? I hear so many truckers that don't have a clue how it really works. I've tried, and that's what I'm going to talk about tonight. I have tried, honestly tried, to explain to people how it works because I see comments over on Michael's page, and they'll say stuff like, well, these brokers only all make 2 or 3%. When people start talking about transparency and the brokers don't do anything, I see this comment all the time. All they got's a computer and a phone. Go get your own freight. Seriously. And I'm not being shitty. I'm not being mean. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm not trying to be an asshole about it. Go out in the world and get your own freight and don't use brokers. If you really don't like them and you really, 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 Tim, I moved a load today at 3%. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it, Tim. James Toller, what's up, brother? How you doing? If you don't like brokers and you don't want to use brokers, listen, guys, there's not a law in the world that says you have to pull broker freight. Really, you don't have to. You can go out and get your own customers and do your own things. Hey, Betty, I'm gonna see you at Matt's. I want to see you, and you need to send me a message and let me know where you're at, because I will tell you, I'll probably only be there. I don't know yet. Maybe Friday and Saturday, maybe just Saturday. But I want to see you while I'm there. Tim Ringer says it's tough for an owner operator to get direct customers, but not impossible. Tim, it is a little bit hard. But you know what? If you look on my page, there's a pinned post on there, and I ask everybody to read what our friend Deb Dingo put on there. I'll be at Tony Justice Truck Show. Have a booth there. Stop by. Yeah, I'm gonna come to that. I think Trucker Gina and I are gonna ride our motorcycles over there to that one. I am. I don't know what he's gonna do. But we had talked about it. Anyway, back to where we were at. Shane, what's up, brother? Come on. I will. If you don't like brokers, don't use them. Don't use them. But getting a Deb Dingo walked in, Tim, she was sitting at a customer and she was in the parking lot. It was only 12 miles from her house. And she'd been hauling for him through some broker for a long time. And she was sitting out there and, man, I sent that $5 in the mail to you and it came back to the truck. They said reason most freight has to pick up before the check is good. Just keep trying. That's all I can tell you. Tim, I do that for my customers all the time. You know, I've got one customer up in Bowling Green, and she's a real asshole. I don't like messing with her. I don't like dealing with her. And she'll call looking for trucks, and I said, well, I'll see if I can send you some. Yeah, I don't want to deal with her. But I have sent her some trucks, a couple of them. Deb walked into the office there where she was sitting in the parking lot because the broker was jacking around, lying to her and giving her shit. She walked in there and she said, who's in charge of giving out loads in here? And this one woman said, I am. Long story short, Deb's been hauling for them ever since. The woman sends her loads, and Deb will pick them up and take them and deliver them. And when she gets back home, she bills them. And they never discuss rates. They've never once asked her for a rate. She bills her rate. She bills the fuel surcharge. She sends it to them. And that Friday, they pay her bill every week. So, and I realize that not all customers are like that. And I realize that it's not always that easy. But people can do it. And, you know, the idea that a person with one truck or 3 trucks or 5 trucks can't get a customer is just not true. It's just not true. You know, they're out there. Shaggy and I trained a guy about 4 years ago. Tim says relationships are key to that. Yeah, absolutely. Relationships my big word after liability. I'm like, that's my middle name. Frank, liability, relationships, trucks. You know, with this thing, and Tim, I know you know about this. I don't know who else is on here that does or might or anything, but I've done a couple of videos for Nate and Jared over at ecarriercheck.com. And, you know, that's a good product. And they don't pay me anything. And you guys know me. If I like something, you know, I'll advertise it. You know, I'm all about helping guys that's why I'm so big on the bull snot stuff. I love the products. The products are fucking excellent. And Van Brown, that owns that company and runs it and everything, he is an excellent guy and a good friend. So, I'm going to help Same here with you guys. If I can help any of you guys, I'm glad to do that. Anyway, that e-carrier check, what it does is it'll tell you. Sparky says, I've done this for years to be successful. It's called consistency. Yeah. Yes. Yes. And I hope he's going to be at Matt's. I don't know if he is or not. I'll call him tomorrow and find out. But you can use that e-carrier check. You can get on there, and if you call Nate, the owner that started it, if you call him up, he'll give you a trial run. He'll hook you up and get you logged in and show you how to use it. You can find all the shippers around you. Well, you can find them everywhere, but you can find the ones around you. You can find out what they're shipping. You can even find out who's hauling it. And if you're a broker, you can find out the trucks that are around you or the trucks that are around your customers. He's got all that in there. When I first saw it, I thought, when I first saw that product, I thought, okay, this guy's going to be in prison pretty soon. So if I'm gonna get this thing, I should probably get it, because there's a lot of information on there, and you sit there and you wonder, how in the hell did he get that stuff? But he does, and and it's good stuff. So, Ricky Davis, what up, Ricky? I was trying to come up there today, but son-in-law's car went down again, so who knows? Let me see. Tail. I'm so tired of trying to explain this stuff to them on that page. Man, I've had to on the other page. I've had to actually block a couple of guys over there because, I can't. Some of the stuff I see over there. Danica, how you doing? Van is going to Mass. Yeah, I know he's going to be there. I'm going to work on his booth. I'm going to help him in his booth. Anyway, the biggest thing, I think, at least with me, watching me on YouTube. Cool. I like YouTube. I do. I think it's actually kind of better, really. Well, Shaggy was supposed to be here, but he's a bitch. He does this. Sometimes he shows up. Sometimes he called me and goes, all right. Just hang up the phone. Keep going. He might show up. I don't know. That really pisses me off, though. He's done that to me for years. He'll be like, yeah, let's do a show Tuesday night. Oh, okay. And then I come in and set it up and do it, and then he's somewhere else. He wrecked his little Mustang, okay? He wrecked his fucking he hit a deer and tore up the front of his Mustang. And he has been like a fucking 16-year-old kid about that car, ever since. I mean, so I don't know. Maybe that's something to do with that. Anyway, what I was talking about before I was rudely interrupted myself. I'm getting used to Shaggy. Yeah, no kidding. We try to teach these people and teach them and teach them and teach them. But these people honestly think, they do, that you can go out and buy a truck. And I'm here to tell you, and you guys already know this, okay? If you bought one in the last 2 years, up until about the last 5 or 6 months, if you bought a truck in the last 2 years, you paid too much. You paid too much for it. Truck prices went way up, way up. And everybody, I'll jump on with you if you want. I don't know who that is. Hold on. Oh, Tim. Tim, I'm waiting on Shaggy. He keeps calling me. Anyway, thank you, though. I appreciate it. Anyway, Shane, you got fucked. Those things don't have electric engines. No, neither does Shaggy. I've tried to get to help these guys, but they think you can go out and buy a truck, pay too much for it, buy a trailer, get your own authority, because there's all these guys on social media going, you got to get your own authority. Why would you pay anybody part of your money? You got to get your own authority. Well, that's just bullshit. Get your own authority, and then, then you run your own company and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, a lot of people in the world, believe it or not, are not ready for their own authority. They're not ready. They don't know enough about the business, but they think you can go out, buy a truck, buy a trailer, get your insurance, get your authority, and then get a dispatch service, and they're instantly in business. They don't have any idea how it works. And Sparky said the very first comment he made was, have you explained to these people how 3PL works? I've tried. They don't get it. Here's the reason they don't get it. They have no concept whatsoever. Yeah, they have no concept whatsoever what a broker does. And then I see these comments on there. These brokers should only be able to make 2 to 3%. All they've got is a phone and a computer. Go get your own freight and see how that works out for you. And here's what those carriers want to do, because they started their business with no money. They started their business and they're factoring all their invoices because they ain't got no money. They ain't got no money. I get 3 calls a day with people want me to get, and you guys have heard me talk about this till you're sick of it, and I am too. So many people call me every day, and they want me to get them FEMA freight. I want to get some of that FEMA freight. Well, can you cash flow it? Can you afford to do that? Can you call FEMA freight or broker FEMA freight? Because all the carriers that are out there now, they want a 40% advance for fuel, and then they want to get paid as soon as they're empty. Where do they think that money comes from? Where do they think it falls out of the sky? They want 40% when they first pick the load up. They want the other 60% when they get empty instantly. But I've got to wait 30 to 45 days for most of my customers before I get paid. So where do they think that money comes from? They want me to go out and get a customer, wine and dine them, take them to football games, send them Christmas presents, all this bullshit that you do with a customer, talk to them every day, keep them happy, keep them happy, keep them happy. They want me to, I've got 75 of my own trailers. They want me to get up every morning, find out where all the loads are, make sure everybody's on time if they're not, move them around, do all this other stuff. And they want me to do that for 2%. Fuck you. How's that? How's that? FEMA isn't paying you for at least 90 days usually. That's not, they used to be that way. They're not anymore. They're pretty good now. 30 days usually, on 30 days from the day you bill it. But it all goes through U.S. Bank now. You've got to open up a U.S. Bank account and go through there, because that's all they do now. That's it. They'll pay into your U.S. Bank account. Now, I haven't had any trouble. And that's been for a couple of years. FEMA freight can be I'm not going to get into FEMA. I don't want to talk about FEMA tonight. I've talked about it till I'm blue in the face. No new broker or carrier can afford to do FEMA. Here's why. Because you have to cash flow it. And most of them can't do it. And if you're one of the ones that can, good luck to you. Go do it. Have fun. Have a blast. But people want to use some of that FEMA freight. They go, well, there's a lot of other government stuff you can do. Doesn't have to be FEMA. It can be anybody. But new people starting up can't. Here's another thing about FEMA. They won't deal with a factoring company, period. And most factoring companies won't touch them. They won't touch them. So, like I said, if you've got enough money in the bank to cash flow the operation and you can wait 30 to 45 days for your money, then go for it. There's a lot of other government agencies out there. Jeffrey Harkins, what's up, my brother? There's a lot of other government agencies out there that you can work for, and you can get paid, like the Department of Agriculture. They have all those fires and now floods out in California, out west and all that stuff. They have to be resupplied every day. And last I heard, unless you lease to a carrier and then you get FEMA loads that way. I don't want to talk about FEMA. I'm not going to talk about it tonight. MKA, what's up, brother? New guy, new member. Welcome. Anyway, there's you can work for the Department of Agriculture. You pick up the load, you deliver the load. They're happy to see you when you get there because they need their shit real bad. They unload your truck. You can sit right there in that parking lot. You can sit right there in that parking lot And Mara, forgot I was in Pacific time zone. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's quite a few people on here tonight. I want to introduce you to my friend Mara. She's an Indian. Most people don't know that. She's part of the Fakawi tribe. They're based out of Nebraska. They most of the Indians there live there. And those are people, the Fakawi tribe, what they're famous for is they wake up in the mornings and they open the window and they look around and they look around and they shout out to the world. They're very proud people, very proud. They shout out to the world, "We're the Fakawi." Mara's been a member of that tribe for many years, all her life. Suggest how owner operator can get direct customers. That's kind of where we were before the FEMA freight. The way an owner, here's how I want people, here's what I want people to do. Here's what I want people to do. Look around you, use e-carrier check, or get in the car and drive around and look at the people that are shipping and receiving freight around you. They're everywhere. I don't care where you are. There's some there, okay? Watch the trucks that are coming in and out so you know what kind of freight they're moving and what they're doing. Then go up there and walk in the place and ask for somebody. Now, you might get turned down and you might get told no. Go back and do it again, because everybody, I've been doing it that way for 40 years, and everybody I know that's been successful in this business goes face to face at least at some point. When I get up in the mornings, the first thing I do when I turn on my computer, the first thing I do is I flip on my email and I go through and I delete. There's usually 100 of them, 110 or whatever. I go through and I delete everyone I don't know. If I don't know you, if I don't know who you are, I don't open the email, because you can get spammed, you can get trolled, you can get all kind of viruses and bullshit. So I don't do it. I don't open emails I don't know. When my phone rings, same thing. If I don't know you, if I didn't invite you to call me, or you're not on my list, or I don't know who you are, I don't answer the phone. So what do you think these shippers are doing, sitting there, with all these people, these new brokers, everybody wants to be a broker. Everybody wants to be a broker. I promise you they're doing the same damn thing. I know they are, because I know a bunch of them. They get up in the morning and erase those damn emails. If somebody's calling on the phone, they don't answer it. If they don't know you, they don't answer. The best way to get a customer is to build a relationship. You know people. You just don't know it. You just don't know it. You go to church with people. Your kids play soccer or football with people. You're in the group, in the club with people. Another good way to find out about customers is go to your local chamber of commerce and go to one of their dinners, because that's what they're for. It's for people to network. It's for people to get together and share their businesses and talk about their businesses. I looked it up the other day, and I haven't looked for, new customers for a long, long time. But I looked it up, and there's one logistics company here that's in our Chamber of Commerce. That's it. There's one guy. And I don't know him, which is unusual, because I know most of the people around here. But there's one guy. So that's another way to do it. Get on social media and talk about your company and put your company out there. But the best way to get a customer is to get face to face. And then that way you're a person. You're a human being. You're not an email. You're not a phone call. You're not some bullshit thing they got in the mail. You're a person. You're a person. And you walk in there and you talk to them and you say, look, how can I help? What can I do? And you'll be amazed at what you'll find. Everybody out there has got freight. Good evening. Everybody out there's got freight. And you say, are you happy with the people you're using? Yeah. They've been with me a long time. They do a good job. Sometimes they throw piss bottles in my parking lot. I don't like that. And every once in a while they show up with a dirty trailer. And then their driver gets mad when we ask him to sweep it out, and other than that. Those are big red flags. Say, well, look, give me a shot. Let me put somebody in here for you and try it out. If you're a small trucking company, if you're a guy with 1 to 5 trucks, go to some smaller, medium-sized shipper and find out where their pain is. Find out who won't haul their freight. Now, if you're a guy that walks in there and says, Yeah, I don't run a feast. We ain't doing that. If you say that, fuck you. Go home. Go home. Yeah, I don't run on the weekend. Go home. Go home. If you walk in there and you say, I'm here to do business with you, I will do what you need me to do, you stand a whole lot better chance of making points with that customer. You stand a whole lot better chance of getting an order for them and doing business than if you walk in there and start listing all the things you don't do. You know, I'm old school. You can tell by looking at me, I'm old school. Okay. When I first started driving for my dad, I had to run the East Coast all the time. We were out in Florida. I had to run up and down New York, Boston, all up in there because I was the new guy. And my dad was going to make damn sure none of his drivers ever got the idea that he was playing favorites. So I had to run all that shit. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Did I like it? I did not. Did I do it? You bet I did. That was my job. No such thing as a bad load, only a bad rate. That's what my dad's taught me. There's no such thing as a bad load, just a bad rate. You know, if it don't pay enough, we're not doing it, so you don't have to worry about it. There you go. Pretty damn simple. So, and you know how to get customers. That's how I won't run unless I get $5 a mile. Yeah, you're ass. You know that's how I see getting customers. I like the idea of going to a customer, you know, face to face, and walking in and looking at them face to face and asking them for their business. Because you know if you do that, you'll probably get some business. Shane says Shane says be a problem solver. It makes you valuable. As Alyssa said, good evening. Hey Alyssa, haven't seen you in a couple weeks. You know, so that's how I like to go about getting business. Look around you, talk about it. You know, I wear my t-shirts most of the time. You know, I wear a G3 t-shirt. I always carry a couple of business cards. If I don't have them in my pocket, you know, I at least have a couple in the pickup with me, you know, and somewhere where I can put my hands on them. I have a couple of business cards. And if somebody asks me about my hat or my, you know, my shirt, and I'll tell them, you know, left lane with a lefty. What's up, brother? Hope you're doing good tonight. You know, but I'll give somebody a business card, you know, and I'll talk to them. I'll stand there and talk to them for as long as they want to talk. Drives my wife crazy. Why you got to talk to these people? Because, honey, they feed us. That's why. So, you know, that's how I like to go about doing it. Other people do it too. Other people have different ideas, you know, about how to. Hold on a minute, I lost my damn feed somewhere. Other people have other ideas, you know, about. Hold on. Other people have other ideas about how to get customers. You know how to talk to customers. You know, and I'm glad that Charles is on here. Over there where Charles lives, over in East Tennessee, he's you know I live in Nashville. He lives in East Tennessee. Over there where he lives, there are trucking companies over there that are growing. They're growing. They're buying really nice equipment, really nice equipment. You know, they're hiring drivers, and it's hard to find good ones, but they've got good drivers. They hire good drivers because they have nice equipment. They pay very well, and those companies are growing. While everybody else is on Facebook saying, "Yeah, he's a broker, suck." They don't haul broker freight. They might haul some of it inbound. You know, if they take an oddball load or something and it puts them somewhere unusual or whatever, they might haul a broker load inbound. But if they do, they already got their rate going out, so they don't worry about it too much. You know, you try to teach that these new guys that think the way to get in the business is buy a truck, buy a trailer, get your insurance, hire a dispatch service. God damn, that's a dumb as shit. And for those of you that are here that are dispatch services, I'm sorry, but you know how I feel about that. Get your broker's license and get legit or get the fuck out. That's how I see it. If you own a trucking company, I don't care if it's one truck or 10, and you don't know how to run your own truck, you're in the wrong business and you're gonna fail. You're gonna fucking fail. So To answer your question, that's how I like to go about getting customers. And I will tell you something too, okay? It's not as hard as you think. You already know people that have freight. You just don't know them. You just don't know who they are, or you don't recognize them, or you don't know that they work somewhere and they're in charge of shipping. You don't know that, okay? You already know people that have freight. All you got to do is connect with them and pull a couple of loads and then pull a couple more. And in this business, whether you're a broker or whether you're a trucking company, I am both. You know, whether you are a broker or a trucking company, in this business, you really don't have to churn a whole lot of milk to get quite a bit of cream. You know, once you land that first customer and start working for them, hang on with both hands. Hang on with both hands and do everything you can. That's how we started years ago. We had a couple of customers and they kept getting bigger and bigger. And we had a bunch of trucks back then. And I didn't want to buy any more trucks. I was just to that point that, you know, I was going through this endless cycle because if you have a lot of trucks every year, you got to upgrade at least, you know, half of them or a third of them or whatever. So every year you're going in business, you're going in debt for $2 or $3 million, and then you work all year to pay that off, and then you got to do it again. I was tired of doing that, so I was at a point where I had as many trucks as I wanted. I didn't want any more. I didn't want to hire more mechanics. I didn't want to, you know, do all that stuff. But my customers wanted me to haul more freight, haul more freight. Back in those days, I would call the other carriers around here because we all knew each other, and I'd say, "Hey, I got 2 loads left over. Have you got anybody like Wednesday or Thursday you can help?" Yeah, sure. And they do the same with me. You know, they'd call me up. "Hey, Frank, we got a couple loads left. Have you got anybody in town Thursday you can pull?" Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. And then after we did that, which is perfectly legal, by the way, I don't know if you know that or not, but all these legal experts on the other page over there that want transparency, they want to know what your rates are. God damn it. We have a right. You don't have a right to shit. You don't have a fucking right to shit. That's my business, okay? I've never once in 30 years, never once have I ever forced a carrier to haul a load. Had you had any of those other carriers screw over you? No. No. I did not. I did not. Uh, I've never forced anybody to haul a load. And I'll tell that to Frank Jr., you know, he runs our company now. And he'll go, "God, I'd like to. That'd be fun." You know, it'd be a lot of fun if we could call up somebody and say, "Yeah, I got this 3 dropper to go to New York," and your ass will haul that shit. But it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. The problem with low rates with the brokers is pretty damn simple. I know everybody's mad at the brokers. Everybody thinks it's the brokers' fault. And believe me when I tell you, the big box brokers will let you haul their freight just as cheap as you'll do it. So don't misunderstand me, okay? I don't like it. I think it's dirty. You know, that's what they do and that's what they're going to do. The problem is, though, they'll put a load out there, and 2 months ago, 3 months ago, it was $1,000. Now they want to pay you $500. And you look at that and you go, "Wait a minute, I just hauled that load 2 months ago and it was $1,000. Now you want to pay me $500? Fuck you." Somebody will haul the load. Somebody will call them. Or worse yet, you'll say, "Oh, okay, I'll haul the load. You know, I'll haul it for $750." And they'll go, "Oh, okay, okay." So you do all that, and you fire the truck up, and you get ready to go get the load. Send a driver after it, and then you get a phone call from the broker. Man, they just cancel that. I can't believe it. Those sons of bitches just cancel the load. Nobody canceled anything. They found somebody to do it cheaper. Or some carrier called. Here's what I hear that really, really makes me mad. Some carrier call and say, "I don't care who you just gave that load to. I need it. I'll haul it for $200 cheaper than they will." And they'll do it. And they'll do it. That's what the problem is. That's what the problem is. Candace, where you been? 7 o'clock, babe. You know what I mean? 7 o'clock is when we start. That's what the problem is. It's these dirt bags out there that are hauling it for nothing, hauling it for nothing, hauling it for nothing. They're the ones that have driven the rates down because the brokers will let you haul as cheap as you will. Oh, yes, they will, especially the big ones. That's where your problem is. That's the problem. Now, here in the next month, produce season is going to start up. And when that happens, believe it or not, 150 to 200,000 trucks are going to come off of the broker boards and go out and haul produce because that's what they do. They do it every year. And for the next 6 to 7, maybe 8 months, depends on the weather, they won't be on the load boards. They won't be on DAT. But all they're doing, that's $150,000, $200,000, okay? 200 trucks. 150, 200,000 trucks. All they're doing right now is hauling this cheap ass shit to keep a driver in the truck and pay them and make their truck payment, and they don't give a shit because their money making season's coming up this month. They'll go back to hauling produce. Same thing happens with automotive parts in July when the big 3 auto manufacturers go on vacation all at the same time. All those guys, most of the trucking companies that haul that, urge everybody to take vacation at the same time too. But the ones that don't, then they jump on the spot market and these load boards just to pay the driver and keep the truck busy. The produce isn't going to do shit for another couple months with these storms in the south. Yeah, it will. Sure it will. It's already starting in South Florida. They're already doing a few melon loads down there. Might not be as big, but we have years like that. That's why I said 150 to 200,000. It'll vary some. 3 years ago, we really didn't even have a produce season. I mean, it just sucked. The weather was so hot and dry and so bad. A lot of our produce came out of South and Central America. And it still does. It still will. But it comes in on ships and it hauls out of Florida. So there you go. One way or the other, the stores will buy produce. So the market's going to change. It's going to fluctuate some. But our problem is these guys that think they can make a living just hauling DAT freight. They think that's, I got me a dispatcher and I'm in business. And these people are stealing from me. No, they're not. You're stupid. Quit. Sell your shit and quit. Jeffrey says strawberries have been coming out of Florida for a while now. Yeah. There'll be more and more and more. The valley in Texas, California's under a lot of water, but down in Nogales and up in Northern California where you eat all the nuts and berries and all that stuff. I ran produce out of Mission and they haven't had a lot of loads coming out. Yeah, probably not yet. California's going to be weird because they've had so much water. That's the bad news. The good news is if it stops raining and dries up just a little bit, all the aquifers out there, all the reservoirs and everything are full again. They couldn't water their crops last year. This year they're going to have water. This year, the valley, the San Joaquin Valley, and on down into Nogales and all that should be a banner year for crops down there because they got some water. They've got some water now. We'll see. I haven't hauled produce in a long time and don't want to. I used to, but I'm too old for that shit. Anyway, you're asking about how to get customers. That's how to get customers. Go see them. Walk up to them. Go see them. I'll tell you when's a good time to go see them. About 11:30. You know why? Because they're probably going to go to lunch in about 30 minutes. So if you do get a chance to talk to somebody, ask them, say, hey, man, can I take you to get a sandwich or something? You don't have to wear a suit and tie to go see a customer. Most of them don't like it. Most of them are not wearing suit and ties anyway. You get me? You can put on a clean shirt and a pair of jeans and boots and walk in there, standing tall and looking good and represent yourself and your company like a professional. It'll show. It'll show up. Ladies, just wear some nice casual clothes and walk in there. If you go in there overdressed, if like a hot dress and high heels and all that stuff, or if you go in there in a business suit and all that stuff, if you go in there overdressed, I'm not sure that works. You're most likely you're not going to talk to the president of the company anyway. So just go in there and be comfortable, be yourself, represent your company, and you'll make contact. Be you. Do you. I tell Frank that all the time. Dress for the job, not $1 million person. That's right. That's right. Exactly. You know, you go in there with a damn suit and tie and tell them you're a truck driver. Yeah, I don't think that works. Anyway, that's a great way to get freight. Another way to get freight is get set up with the government, haul some government freight. You don't have to haul FEMA. You don't. The government hauls everything from toilet paper to machine guns and everything in between. Todd, what's up, man? Seen you in a little bit. Get set up, haul some government freight. Look on some of these private load boards. Schneider has their own load board. They have their own load board. They don't put shit on DAT. Most people don't. Most of the freight you see on DAT is shit. It's junk. It's leftover shit that nobody wanted to haul. And I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint. Mega carriers, the big guys, the big guys, they don't haul broker freight. Most of them have their own brokerages. They got salespeople out there selling, okay? They got freight all over the place. They got freight. They don't haul broker freight. You tell them that you're CEO of whatever company you own. That's a great point. You walk in there, hand them a business card and say, look, if you have a problem or if you need something, you call me. This is my phone number. You talk to me. I don't care what time of day it is. I don't care what time of night it is. I don't care if it's a weekend. If you have a problem, you call me. That's happened to me so many times. We used to haul for a lot of freight for R.R. Donnelly. And they had a plant here and they shut it down. Then they've shut down a lot of their plants. A lot. But I had one of their plant managers. It wasn't even a transportation guy. It was a plant manager. He called me on a Saturday morning about 6 o'clock in the morning one morning. And he said, I got a problem. I need a little help. And I used to drop trailers there at his plant. And whether I hauled for them or not, they just let me drop. They had a big parking lot. But anyway, he said, I got a problem. I need a little help. I said, what's up? He said, our plant up in Mattoon, Illinois is about to run out of paper. And if they do, they're going to shut down. He said, I just need to ship about 4 rolls of paper up there. He said, if you do that, you just name your price. And I said, okay. I said, have you got anybody to move a trailer? Yeah. I said, grab one of my trailers, doesn't matter which one, put it in the dock. I said, I'll be over there in about 30 minutes. And I went over there. I put my clothes on, went over there. I got over there. And like he said, they only had like 4 little small tiny rolls of paper or 5 in the trailers, all they had. And the plant manager came out there, man, I sure do appreciate this. I sure do appreciate it, man. You don't know how much you sure do appreciate it. Well, no problem. I said, hey, dude, can you call and see if Mattoon will load me back? And he goes, hell yeah, and no problem. He said, if they don't worry, just send me the bill. So I went to Mattoon. It's about 6.5 hours up there, 7 hours. I got up there to Mattoon, and the plant manager up there was waiting for me. So I backed in the dock. He was real, thank you. And I said, you got anything going back? Because I'm going to turn around and go back home. And he goes, no, but I got some stuff going over this other plant. He goes, if you want it, he said, grab it and just bill me whatever you want to. Oh, okay. So I took it over to the other plant. And when I got there, they unloaded me, and then that plant loaded me back home. So I had a real nice little weekend run Saturday and Sunday, making about $6.50 a mile on those guys. And it was just bang, 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 bang. But they love that. They love that. Here's another thing I want to talk about. Why won't people learn this stuff? Sparky, why can't you tell people this stuff that we've been, those of us that have been in business for 40 years, and that ought to tell you something. We've been in business for 40 years. We've been through a lot of changes. We've seen a lot of stuff come and go in this industry, a lot. I was still driving one of my dad's trucks when deregulation hit. That was a big thing. I was driving one of my dad's trucks the night the truckers went on strike in 1979. I was in Los Angeles that night at the truck stop. I've seen a lot of stuff come and go. I've seen this industry change a lot. I've tried to pick up a little notch. And the reason I get on here every Tuesday night is because a lot of people have helped me over the years. My dad being the biggest one, but yeah, a lot of people have helped me. A lot. So I try to help and I try to pass it along. Also, I buy and sell trucks. If anybody needs a truck, you call me. But anyway, this business has been through a lot of changes. And these new guys, I just don't get it. I don't get it, you know. Well, these brokers are stealing from me, motherfuckers. Well, don't use them. Go get your own loads. That's what the broker did. The broker went out and got some business. He got an account. He did. You go do that. Well, I shouldn't have to. They're stealing. Oh, fuck. Shut up, stupid. Sell the truck because you're going to lose it anyway. Just, you know, Jesus, God. Well, we want transparency. What the fuck do you think? What do you think? Even if there was such a thing, what would you do with that rate if you had it? If you knew it, what would you do? What would you do? Well, it would help us negotiate. But no, you don't know how to negotiate. We already established that. You're already a dumb fuck when it comes to dealing with rates. We've already figured that out, haven't we? You don't know how to negotiate. And if you think a broker can give you money to run your truck and pay you, a month before they get paid, set up all the damn deal, get a customer, do all that. If you think that they can do that for 2 or 3%, you're dumber than a fucking stump and you won't have any business behind the wheel of a truck. How's that? They in the business, but they don't want to do the work. I think that's a lot of that. Todd Nielsen, I'm sick of hearing about transparency about brokers. Me too. And I'm sorry, to keep bringing it up, but it's just under my damn skin right now. I saw a thing today. It was the most ridiculous fucking thing I've ever seen. So I got banned from that group. Wow, you're not missing anything. Dedicated salesman costs $100,000 a year operation, 65 years, etc. No way they'll do it for 3%. It costs me. I figured it up, and we're pretty good size operation. We do about 40 loads a day, and I've got 7 people in the office here in Nashville. We got 11 people at the office down in Florida, and sometimes we that doesn't count the weekend guys and stuff. We have a couple of them, but I got to pay them. I got to pay for my buildings. I got to pay for my computers. I got to pay for the programs I use. I got to pay for keeping my customers happy. That's pretty expensive. Going to see them, 3 or 4 times a year. Taking them out to dinner, having our business meetings, all that stuff. I got to do all that stuff. And then at the end of the day, after all that, I have to make a living. I have to pay my, and this is my house, okay? I'm in my man cave, my den. That's it. It's not some big palace or something like that. I live a pretty average, normal life, and I got to do that. So I figured up one day it cost me about $23 to $24 just to send out an invoice, one invoice. By the time I pay somebody, wait on my money, front that carrier 100% of their money up front. By the time I'll do all that, by the time I've sent that invoice to that customer, it's cost me about $23 to $24. But these numbnut shit birds want me to work for 3%. Go get your own freight. Go do it. Give it a shot. Find out what business is really like. Okay? Get into business or shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Crying bitches want people to hand them shit and do shit for them. Like somehow customers fall in a broker's lap and they're just computer jockeys is not the reality. It absolutely is not. No, you got to work at getting good customers. And you got to work at keeping them. Now, that said, I don't know if Shane's still on here because I can't see who's making comments because of this fucking program. Shane got banned from that group. And you should, Shane. Shane, a lot of people should ban you. Shaggy says, Guys, I'm so sorry. I got held up with Melissa. Yeah, yeah, we know. Whatever. Anyway, uh, would factoring work for the first year when you get authority? Well, I don't know what you're talking about. But you make 40% just for making 2 phone calls. That's funny. Let me see who that is so I can ban your fucking dumbass. Oh, that's Shane. He's kidding. Okay, I was going to ask where Numbnuts is at. Yeah, he's right there. He's right there. Factoring is a trap. The best person I know in the whole wide world to explain factoring to you is Shane Ferris. My friend, he's on here right now. He can explain it to you. If a factoring company tells you that they're charging you whatever it is, 2%, 3%, 4, whatever, that is not what you're paying. Don't even start. Man, I've been done for hours.
Hold on a minute. I'm gonna put you in here.
And I couldn't get in. It
Look at
sucks
this.
being like
Hey
this.
guys, look at this. This is it. 51 minutes into the deal, and look who shows up. East
Hell, you
Side,
trying?
the terror of Terre Haute, the East Side mug. Anyway, what I was talking about was factoring. Let Shane Ferris explain factoring to you because
He's
he
got a big
doesn't.
old long printout that's like 5 miles long.
Factoring can be beneficial for anyone starting out. You should get out of the factoring trap as fast as you can. As fast as you can. Get away from it. There it
Shit.
is.
I
There it
didn't know
is.
this shit would work, man. If I'd known this would work on here, because before it wouldn't work, remember?
Yeah.
If I'd known it would work, I would have used this earlier.
Shane just posted his explanation of factoring. Everybody that's on here, all you guys, you need to read this.
Is that big long printout that he
Yeah.
did years ago? That's
Yeah.
some good info, man.
Yeah.
It's almost as good as the purge information.
The Purge.
Yeah, that one he did about the purge.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That was good shit.
He's a smart guy. We'll be seeing him up at Mass. Hey, you guys, we're going to Mass. I don't know if Shaggy's going, but me and Frank are. You're going?
Yeah, I'll be there one of those days. I'll come up and meet you. It'll be like probably, I think it's going to have to be like Friday.
Well, I don't care which day.
The car situation's got me in a bummer because I can't do it's the vehicles.
I thought you had the truck and the other Melissa's car and then that.
I do, but the other one, yeah, I could use that, but it's just a pain in the ass. I'll take the motorcycle and fucking freeze my ass off on the way.
You will freeze your ass off. Anyway, people are starting to leave now because we've been here for a whole hour already.
Well, I just got here.
Can't help that.
I didn't get to talk about all the stupid stuff going on and where everybody's being retarded
I've been
about
cussing and yelling and bitching and moaning. Probably about half the people that left that one group and came over to mine probably all quit right about now. But there's help out there. Shaggy can help you. I will help you. The people in my group, G3 Trucks, the people in Shaggy's group, okay, Shaggy's Consulting and Trading, we will help you. Honest to God, we will. We will help you.
I just, before they all go, I just don't get the part about the whole transparency. I understand what the philosophy on it's been on the books for years. And everybody I've been consulting, like, and me and Frank have been talking about it. It's like if you go to a store, like you said, buy a tomato, you buy a fucking motorcycle, you buy a car, you buy a house, you buy something for your family, you go buy a toy at the store. They don't tell you how much profit they're making off of it.
No, they don't.
I'm so over it.
As long as the carriers are getting their rate, which they name it, I don't. As long as they're getting rate, who gives a fuck?
No, it doesn't.
If you knew anything about the business anyway, you'd know what the rates are. Shit, rates haven't changed in years.
But your problem, but the problem goes back to the part that we were going to talk about. If I didn't get here, the problem goes back to 90% of the people that are fussing are a one truck authority with no extra income. And the second part of it is these guys that are leased to carriers, like the guy that started following us. His name's Trucker Nick. He's with a carrier that he's been with for a while, and he listens to what we preach, and he's $40,000 behind. His truck is now wore out. His trailer's wore out. He paid cash for all his stuff, like you talk about. His debt was down, but he's behind because he's dictated by them because he has no diversity.
Shane, to answer your question, I'm not bringing my bike to Louisville because I got 2 or 3 people riding with me. I'll just drive the truck. I am going to take my bike to that Guitars and Large Cars show that Tony Justice is doing. I'm going to take my bike over there. I'm going to ride
That's
it.
good. You know they're having fireworks at that thing?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They have a good show up there, man. A lot of music, a lot of stuff.
I can't even read all the people on the freaking list.
It's in the Smokies. It's a lot of fun.
Betty will be there.
I will help you. Shaggy will help you. Everybody on this page will help you. If Mara ever actually figures out where the fuck she's at, she will help you. Candace will help you. You know, Idella will help you. Jess will help you. You know, that's what's the date? Shit, I don't know. It's in May. That show's in
Mother's
May.
Day. It's right before Mother's Day, remember?
Yeah. And it's over kind of sort of near Knoxville, kind of in the foothills of the Smokies.
All you gotta do is go to that Large Cars Facebook group, man. It's all over the freaking place. Join it, stay in there.
Yeah.
I think you invited me to that.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like I got beat up by 18 women.
Yeah, what are the chances of that?
I did.
Anyway, guys, it's been an hour. I appreciate you. Help each other. Look out to each other.
Be
That's what we're
proactive.
here for. Be proactive. Get your own business. You know, stay away from these shitbag brokers. And when somebody says something stupid, don't just walk away. Call them out. Just go, dude, you need to learn about the business.
Stop worrying about what everybody else is doing. Stop worrying about what the fuck you're doing.
Worry about what you do.
Yeah, do what Frank tells me all the time. Stop telling everybody what you're doing and worry about yourself and do it.
Yeah. Anyway, take care of each other. Look out for each other. Get some of that Shaggy, you weren't here.
Did you actually do it?
I didn't do the video. I'm going to. This stuff right here that it's like a sprinkle. You know, like if you get your dry rub ribs, this is that kind of stuff. Man, that shit's good.
Did you try it?
I tried the sprinkle. He sent me hot sauce too. I haven't tried it yet.
Oh man, I just gotta try it because some bearded weirdo like that makes something. It's gotta be some kind of good. You know what I mean?
It is good. It's some good shit. Anyway, thanks everybody for coming. We'll do it again next week. We'll have some fun shit to talk about. Who knows? Maybe Shaggy will stop by for 2 or 3 minutes.
I'm so sorry. I told Melissa I'm dead.
Who knows? Maybe he'll stop by. Who knows? You never know. Okay. Anyway.
I'm going to be in the doghouse for weeks.
Yeah, right. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for coming by. Take good care of each other. If you need anything, post it in the group. We love you. And we will see you next Tuesday night, 7 o'clock.